And
How you
there he
doing?
is. What is happening, man?
I'm good. How are you, Rogi?
I'm doing so good. Thank you for joining us here on this Instagram Live, man. Really
Or
appreciate you taking the time.
no, of course. Thank you for having me, man. Thank you.
You got it. All right, so you woke up today. What
Yeah,
was that like? Different man.
a blessing, man. It was just humbling, surreal, and it kind of hit me more today than it did yesterday. Honestly, that now everything that I've worked for my whole life has finally been paid off. So I'm just excited for the next steps, man.
I love that. All right, so take us through it. Like, did you think you were going to get drafted on day two? What were your expectations? Did you think you were going to get drafted on day one?
I didn't think I was going to get drafted on day one, man. I knew just because of my ACL, it was going to hold me back. That's what set everything apart for me. So I had a feeling that, it was going to be a day two thing or a day three. I had faith at the end of the day with my agents who did a great job and my coaches who did a great job and, the recruitment and, all the people that believed in me at the U that just talked about my path to all these coaches, just telling them the kind of character I was. And once I got to the combine, the Colts were the first team that I talked to, and they were like, "Don't be surprised when we take a shot on you," and they did. So I'm just thankful.
Wow. What do you like? What went through your mind when they came up at the spot that they did late last night?
Honestly, when they came up, I was like, "This might be it." But what happened was, I think it was two picks before they called me, and as soon as they called me, I knew I was going to be a Colt, and my heart kind of dropped. But at the same time, I was just so focused on what the GM was trying to say because everybody was like screaming and crying in my ears and stuff, and I was just trying to focus on what he was talking about. But it was amazing. It was an amazing moment.
What did they say? Like, what happens when you get one of those phone calls?
Yeah, so the first thing they do is they transfer you to the GM, and then the GM will just be like, hey, Julian, I hope you're ready. He was just like, how's your ACL going? We're about to take you here right here in the draft, and I was just like, oh my gosh, man, like I said, everything I worked for since I was little, all the hard work, on all the people that told me that I couldn't do this, that's the reason why I wanted to, and I mean today it's just kind of proving myself right, and so I was just very thankful for the call. So it was amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing, proving yourself right. I mean, I think so often athletes can get in the mindset of you want to prove everybody else wrong
Exactly.
versus prove yourself right. Has that mindset freed you up to be a better version of yourself?
100%. Because, like I said, when I was younger, a less mature Julian, coming through high school, coming through junior high, I always saw people talking about other people, just other guys that were supposed to be better than me and stuff like that. So, like, a young Julian was just like, man, I want to prove them wrong. But as I grew up, it was just kind of like, screw proving other people wrong, Julian. Like, you're good. Prove yourself right. And as soon as I focused on that's when the switch came, and that's when I started to really fuel, and that's when I started to really play good football. So,
I love that. So, have you ever spent a lot of time in Indianapolis?
man, only for the combine, which is funny. Yeah,
And were you able to kind of check the town out, or I imagine you're pretty laser focused?
yeah, we were really busy at the combine, but it was a really nice city. It was cold. That's what I remember. Which is, I mean, Utah is cold, so I can adjust very quickly. But I remember it being very cold there, and the city's beautiful though.
So excited for you. I can remember watching you. My heart broke. I was standing in the end zone during the Pac-12 title game, and I saw you fall and collapse to the ground on the field. I feel like it was right around the 50.
Hmm.
When that happened, what did you think about? Because you came back for your senior year. Like, you could have left a previous season and already had a year in the NFL.
Yeah, the first thing I thought was, well, I got to figure out why God put me in the situation, to be honest. I didn't think anything negative. I'm a very firm believer in the Lord. And so for me, it was just figuring out, okay, how can I better myself in this situation? Obviously, I was here for a reason. Obviously, I made these plays for a reason. I came back for a reason. But let me figure out, the positive in this negative that happened for me. And so the first thing I did was just tell my coaches, I'm so sorry that I can't finish the game. For me, it means everything. Football means everything. But I didn't think of it negative. Like I said, the first thing I thought was, man, how can I help the team, win this game? Like, how can I support? Because I knew I tore my ACL about 4 plays before I came out. So I just wanted to stay positive for those guys and try to keep on going until it actually snapped all the way.
So often, especially somebody in your position, like, I'm sure you thought about the NFL, right? You were
Hmm.
only going to have, two, maybe three games left, right, in your entire college career. And you said you felt it 4 snaps before it totally broke. Like, why did you come back in? Most guys in that position would say, "Hey, I'm going to be cautious and kick back."
I wanted to win, dude. I'm such a big competitor. I think that's what drives me a lot of the time is how competitive I am as a person. And I honestly knew it. And me and Terrell, we were standing by each other. Terrell Burgess, we were standing by each other, and he was like, "Hey, you good?" And I was like, "Bro, I think I tore my ACL, but I'm gonna keep playing." You can even ask him. Like we were talking about it on the field when the second quarter was coming. But for me, I was just like, dude, I'm a competitor. I'm here to win with you guys. I came back for this reason, to be back here with you guys. So I tried to go until I couldn't, and it just finished off.
Wow, such a powerful story, man. Another powerful story was just your DBs. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Jalen, you just reference Burgess. Like, what's that text thread been like over the last 12 hours or so?
It's been so hectic, man. Yeah, Jalen's a freaking superstar, dude. I haven't been able to call him because I know he was very busy right now. But me and Terrell actually sat down around 1 a.m. and we were just FaceTiming. And the first thing I said is, "Congrats, bro! Like you deserve it out of all of us, man. Like this dude came in and played 1 year." And came in the third round, and he's doing amazing things, and he's also one of my closer friends, him and Jalen. So just seeing those guys go, man, it really meant a lot to me, especially because we love each other at the U. You know, we're a family, and so that's the first thing I did. Me and Terrell were just looking, just laughing, like, and I was like, "Hey, bro, don't be surprised when I beat you in the playoffs." Like, we were just joking about it, but it was awesome, man.
It was awesome. And then to see Zach Moss get picked,
Right after,
right?
bro. Yeah, me and him, I texted him and I was just like, "Bro, I love you so much. Like, get ready because we play the Bills. Like, we're gonna be playing each other, and it's just funny. So it's gonna be competitive. But man, I'm excited for my guys. Lucky just got picked up today to the Cardinals, and I'm just excited to see where Brad goes, where Snoop goes, where all my guys go. I'm just excited for all of them.
Your range at safety, I compare you a lot to a really talented player who used to play for the Seahawks, right? Earl Thomas, that type
Mm-hmm.
of range. You played corner for a while. People don't know you started as a safety, though. You know, when
Mm-hmm.
Marcus Williams got banged up early in your career, what have you grown to love about that position, or what do you hope do you bring? What do you hope that you bring to Indy?
Man, what I love about safety is just the chances that I get, man. I feel like I'm one of the guys who love to be around football, and the only way to do that was by moving my position. And my favorite thing about it was I just was able to be in perfect positions where, you know, if someone made a mistake, I could help them. You know, I could erase that mistake very quickly. I think that I can bring that to any NFL team, but you know, right now it's the Colts, and I'm very thankful for it because I think that they're going to enjoy it. Just being able to put me in certain situations, whether I be in a man situation on the island or I'm back making plays for another safety. I know that I got Malik Hooker as one of my guys, so it's going to be really good to be under his wing and learn from him because he's an amazing safety. So I just hope that I can live up to the hype.
I love that. And how is your health? When do you
It's
expect to be
really
back?
well, man. It's really well. I'm about 2 months ahead of where I'm supposed to be. So right now, I'm just trying to keep going, keep my knee healthy. I think that I'll come back better. Mark my words. I think that I'm gonna come back better than what I was at Utah. But I'm excited. It's coming along very well. So yeah.
I love that. And what has been very well is your time in Utah. As you say goodbye to one fan base and hello to another, what do you want to say to the Muss and the fans of the Utes who loved you for so many years?
I freaking love the Must, dude. Out of any fan based team, I think that Utah had the best, and I just want to tell you guys, man, thank you so much for believing in me, calling me Juice every time we had games, man. I just hear the Must being like Juice, and I love that. So I hope that I can bring that to Indy, and thank you guys so much for believing in me, man.
I love that. And lastly, over the last 15 hours or so, what's been the most enjoyable moment for you in your draft process?
Ah man, I think just seeing my family, man. Just being around my family and seeing how proud they were of me, especially because they know how blessed this whole situation has been. Coming from Layton, just a kid from Layton. You know, that's what me and my brothers just say. Just a kid from Layton, being able to make it as far as I have. Just seeing my family, just because that's who I play for is those guys. So I'm just excited for these next couple of days with my family and being able to be around my family.
It's been a joy to get to know you, man. From talking to you in training camp 4 years ago to now, so happy for you. And let's stay in touch, man.
Yes, sir, Yogi. Thank you so much for having me on, man. I'll be seeing you. I'll keep in touch.